They finally came in, guys. They finally came in. I've been wanting these forever. Let's get this thing open. And it's cool that they put Fragile all over the box, even though they're action figures. So, yeah. I waited 2 weeks for these guys. 2 weeks. Oh my god, this guy wrapped me good. Alright, I'm gonna get in here. It's like a box, it's not a box, looks like. Something like that. Oh, come on. There's snow in there and everything. Snow. Oh my god, I just made a mess. Okay. We're gonna clear coat stuff here. Oh, this guy wrapped it good. Ooh, really, 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 really good. Oh, believe it or not, guys, I'm pretty excited for this. Very excited. And yes, it's part of my Lightning collection. And, oh my god, I gotta mess something up. The Psycho Rangers. Oh my god, I've been wanting these guys for a long, long time. Let's get into it. What Comic-Con they're exclusive from, but you could only get them from there. Then after that, you had to buy spend a lot of money on eBay just to get a hold of these guys. So I got the red and I got the blue. The blue was about 25 bucks. Red one was maybe 30 bucks, give or take. You can get the black one. I don't have him yet, but he's in the cheap range too. It's these two were my target. So I was originally searching for the pink because I wanted the pink, and she's up there in like the $120 almost range. Yellow is about $74 to $100, give or take. So I had to get them. I had to get them. So I ended up spending $200. That includes shipping on this whole thing. And I already know there's a part in here missing. I'm not worried about that. But the Black Ranger comes with, it looks like a staff. You got the bow with the pink. Oh man. So the only thing that should be missing according to the ad is the Blue Ranger's little lightning effect, which doesn't bother me. So the box is cardboard, like heavy duty cardboard, which is nice. Nice backdrop too. The box itself, if you look on eBay, empty box is about $50 some guy wants for it, which I get it. I get it, guys. So here's our packaging. Okay, so it's not the blue, it's the black. So the black's missing his lightning effect. Everyone else is in there. I like the packaging. That looks amazing. Look at that. It doesn't sound like that loud, annoying, crunchy pop mix kind of stuff. So, wow. So, oh man. Let me get these out of the box, guys. So, I'm trying to pop the Black Ranger, Black Psycho out of there, right? And I'm like, man, I thought these were used, right? So, staff came out pretty good. All right, I'm cool with that. Well, I turn around here. They're still not zip tied, but they had those little plastic strings in there. These were never, ever taken out of the box. So I'm the first one to play with them. Oh my God, that's a bonus for me. These guys, I'm telling you, were going up to almost $300+, especially like brand new and stuff like that too. But the guy worked the deal out with me, and I'm like, I have to have those for my collection. So I showed him my collection in the back. I'm like, those are some rare finds. I have to have them. So, let me try again. They move good. I could tell QC took care of these guys. He came with a hand, a fist. Nice. And we got his staff. Looks like a moon staff with horns or something going on there. I like that. So, all right. Now we got the yellow. Like I said, rare as anything. Very rare. Oh my God. Look at these. I'm actually playing with them. So she comes with her, just like the Pink Ranger in Space had, her little satellite stunner. Well, she's got one too. I'm sure it's like a Psycho Stunner or something like that. I like the wings on it. Kind of fits her. Of course, she came with a fist. Here's your lightning effect. Not bad. This looks like a lot like the Red Rangers. One of the ones I have with the sword, just colored differently. And she comes with her lightning effect. Like I said, the black one didn't come with one. I thought it was the blue, but it was the black. So yeah, this is like a $74 figure, guys, give or take. Of course, Red is no stranger. I'm Psycho Red. Here's his lightning effect. Comes with his fist. Now I have two of these swords. I can do something with I can do some damage with that. Of course, he got his lightning effect. All right, moving on. Already got this guy. Like I said, he's one of the cheaper ones, more common ones to find. He's probably on sale if you find him somewhere. He's like probably like 15 bucks now. They made probably too many of these, but it's still cool to have one from the original pack. There's this cool little axe. Do you like the blue? Got his fist. All right. And then his lightning effect. Which makes me wonder, why is the lightning effect green? Green Ranger was created by green energy, right? All right, the one I wanted, 100%, the Pink Ranger. The Pink Psycho. I gotta stop saying Ranger. Yes. She looks freaking amazing. She gave them hell. Like 2 different versions of Rangers, and she kept coming back. So she looks freaking good. I'm very, very happy with this. So as soon as I pulled this out, this is her lightning effect. So it looks so much like Kimberly's from the remastered. So it looks just like it, guys. I can be wrong, but that's pretty cool. Another lightning effect, green energy. Comes with a fist. They all come with fist, so that's kind of cool. So you can make them all like, team up together. Here's her bow. The bow actually has tension on it where you can almost like really use it. Not bad, guys. Oh my gosh, I've been wanting these forever. So let's get a closer look at these now. Let's put the attention on these characters. I am Lord Zed. Identify yourself. We're the Psycho Rangers. I'm Psycho Blue. I'm Psycho Black. I'm Psycho Pink. Psycho Yellow. Psycho Red. So pretty much we're going to start with the Black Psycho. Solid black. Looks pretty good. And yes, you can buy him by himself. He's probably in the $40 range. He's not hard to find, but they like to overprice him a little bit. So he was one of the, in the TV show, he's probably one of the final, the middle one to go or whatever. He's a good character. His theme, his monster base is actually a stone monster. So they all have their own little creature inside them. They can grow as it. They can also be human form too. So he takes on like a stone monster kind of figure type. So, but yeah, so he moves. Not bad, not bad. And I do want to bring something up real quick. I did say these are brand new, but they had them displayed in the box. So as I checked some of them out, they are actually a little dusty. So they did have the case open for them, even though they were still technically attached with those little rubber band things in there. So So yeah, they are a little dusty, but I can give them some love later on too. But he stands out pretty good. He, like I said, he's solid black. He has the little black details and stuff like that too. So he actually moves. He's pretty solid for compared to one of the ones I already have. His elbow moves pretty good. So head, you can tell it's hardly been moved around too. So I'm glad to pick him up finally. Now he did not come with his little blast, but most of the guys are the same. They all have this cool little energy blast or whatever. So he comes with this giant staff. Look at that. So I'm trying, it looks like a rock, dirt, almost like a flower vase, but so it's kind of hard to tell what that is supposed to be though. I don't really see stone in it, but I'm guessing that could be some kind of dirt or earth. So the solid black, it's pretty good. Basic, yeah, your basic, you know, plastic and stuff I got too. So I'm gonna actually use that. Let's see, he does come with a fist. So we're gonna put his fist in first. Then he's gonna be using staff on the other side. Or no, we'll keep the fist by itself. All right, there we go. We'll go ahead and just pose him with the staff. And I've been wanting these guys for a long time, guys. And you know, it's like, yeah, it's about time to go get them. So, there we go. Let's see, you can get that in there. So, they have pretty good grip. I like to bend the hand back a little bit. Let's turn that there. Adjust this camera a little bit here. Better look. There we go. Maybe a little too good. I can go with that. He's ready for action. Psycho black. A lot of people are like, why didn't they have a Psycho green? Well, they had the Psycho Rangers actually from the comic books originally. They, you know, adapted them to the TV show eventually. But in space, they had the Green Ranger for in space. So they made him be the enemy or going after the green. So, because each ranger technically has the fighting style of that counterpart ranger, but in this case, it was the green. So, but all plus the Sentai, you know, already had this stuff going on. So, so pretty much is more of an adaptation thing they had to do. All right. Let's see. We'll go with that pose. Next up, we have our Blue Psycho, which he's not too bad. He's very common. You can find him in a lot of places. There's the dust I'm talking about. Hey, doesn't bother me though. So, he looks pretty good, man. You know, he's common. He's in the $20, probably less than that range. But I don't know why they made so many of him. It's, you know, I'm like, okay, I get it. He's a pretty color. He's bright. Kids are gonna buy it. Collectors are gonna buy it though. But you know, but because he was so cheap and he came in that case, I already have one right there for my collection. Of course, he's shiny and new, but he's just been chilling on my shelf. So he does come with an axe, all that stuff. But so to compare them real quick, this one's stiffer. So the one that came by itself in the package, he's a little more stiff. So I don't know if it was a different time period for QC or something like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and set him back here. Yeah, this one's more loose feeling, meaning maybe he'll fall over. His knees are a little harder to bend, all that stuff too. Like I said, he comes with this in the 5-pack. There's a little electric energy stuff we got too. Of course, then you got the fist. Well. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Of course, an axe. So I can always play around and have him holding 2 axes. That'd be kind of scary, right? So he does turn into a form. Actually, sad part is he's the first Psycho Ranger to go. So his defeat was they messed with him so bad. So all the Rangers in space pretty much disguised themselves as the Blue in Space Ranger. So he didn't know which one to go after. So he pretty much got beaten and destroyed, whatever. So, a fun fact, later on, Astronema actually had the Psychos, the ones that were left over, learn their voices, there are moves and sounds and stuff like that too, or whatever, just to locate the other rangers. So the evil side played back too. So yeah, he's a little sad. He's a little dusty. But yeah, but like he turns into his creature type is like a stone, not stone. I'm sorry, it's ice monster. It's some kind of crystallized ice monster. So, and I wish we actually got to see more of that on screen, but what can you do? I'm sure in the comic books at Boom, you can find all kinds of fight scenes with them. So, but I already have this guy. He's gonna be posed just like this, the way I had him. He's gonna be chilling with my other ranger. So, yeah, here's the blue Psycho. So now we're gonna be doing the yellow Psycho. So I'm the yellow Psycho. Now she didn't have much screen time, which is kind of sad, but she turned in some really cool like spider hornet like hybrid type monster. So it was very, very cool. If you notice too, I'm barely wiggling her. This one's very flimsy. She only came in the 5-pack. But the weird part is, if you look on eBay with her just by herself, she's anywhere from like $60 and higher. If you have her accessories, yeah, she's up there $75 plus easily. So she's one of the harder ones to find. Her head moves very easy. She's very flimsy on the sides here. Her chest area is pretty tight. The knees, most of them on the knees are all right, so which helps them stay up. So that's all right. So her foot moves all right, but you know, she feels very flimsy. So, but I love her color. She has more of a darker, almost like a gold yellow going on there. So you compare it to like you know, actual Yellow Ranger or something like that though. But this is a cool little effect. So it's like a little blast thing or whatever. Then of course she comes with her little weapon here, a little blaster going on there, which looks like bat wings almost. So, which is kind of cool because, like I said, she's the animal type out of all the other ones. So it's really nice. Most of them have like an element thing going on with them though, but she's like the living, you know, like the bug type, or I guess, or what we're gonna call it though. But yeah, that's her little blaster. So we're gonna go ahead, put that, or I think we're gonna go ahead and give her energy blast, which actually goes in this hand. So we're gonna do that. She's gonna have her energy blast. All right, so that definitely does want to come out. Oh, let's see, boom. So she's got her energy now. Now in this hand, we're gonna put her blaster in there. So there we go. So she's pretty much ready for battle. That's an all right looking weapon. It looks plain to me. I mean, it looks pretty cool. It doesn't really stick out. It doesn't like advertise itself. So I guess with a pose, you know, you gotta do something with it too. That's why I threw this on there, to give her more like threatening or whatever. But yeah, these Psycho Rangers are you know, don't mess with them type. So, but she stands on her own pretty good. So, oh, I took that back. So she's very flimsy, guys, but also my little table's probably crooked. So I'm gonna stand. But like I said, I wish she had more screen time, guys. She was cool. I mean, the Psycho Rangers just, they're cool to begin with. So of course, here in a little bit, I'll actually pose them all and just talk about psychos. So yeah, well, she's gonna fall over anyway, so we're gonna move on now. So so now we're gonna be playing with the pink Psycho. She's probably the hardest one to find at all, but she, like I said, she came in a 5-pack. She is a little dusty, just like the rest of them. So she is actually not as flimsy as the yellow, believe it or not. She's a little more stiff. Her head moves smoothly, actually, but it's loose feeling. Her arms, so maybe it's the females that are. Her elbow didn't want to bend, so that's tight. Yeah, so yeah. So she feels tighter, more solid than her yellow companion. So, but this one here, man, she had the most screen time in like what, 2 series. So Yeah, and she is actually a plant-based monster, so it's actually pretty cool. So she, I think she formed in human size and as the big creature. So, but yeah, so I think that's why she came back. She stands real easy too. Yeah, so she's more solid than yellow, so, but yeah, knowing my luck, she's gonna fall over anyways, so. All right, let's check out her weapons. So she does come with, so the Pink Ranger has one of these, right? She does not have the pink energy like the Pink Ranger, but they gave this anyways in the 5-pack. It's a nice little touch, but she has, it was either blue or green powers and stuff. Of course, she has her little energy hand there. So, and then she comes with a little fist. So, not bad. But I think one of the coolest parts is her bow. This bow is pretty solid. I do like the fact there's a little peg piece on the side where you can actually stick the arrow in so it doesn't just fall over. And it's like a real, almost like a real rubber band. It almost has like that hair tie feel to it. So that looks freaking cool. So this is probably my second favorite weapon out of all of them. So that's just wicked cool. And of course, you know, she's gonna be posed with this. So I'm gonna go ahead and try. Yes, I'm gonna try to put it in there. So my question is, should you hold it here? So we'll find out. I do like the little Psycho logo on it going on there. So I still haven't figured that out. If it's supposed to be like an N or like a weird looking H or something like that too. But it pretty much reminds me of their face, like their eyes and stuff. That's what I see in it. So I never did that much homework into it. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and stick this in our hand. That's pretty good. I like that. Yeah. I just don't understand why, you know, they like Hasbro only made so many of each. So we'll go ahead and get her to possibly, like she's getting ready to shoot an arrow. If I get it in there. If I get it in there. Let's see. Alright, like so. Now, there we go. That's actually pretty freaking cool. I actually might use the bow. Alright. Okay, so straighten that out. Our hand to come up here. So I feel like this will be easier to pose than my Pink Ranger. That's kind of sad, isn't it? But this one I feel like has more attention to it. Like I said, this was an exclusive only. The original price for this set, man, was like $175, I think. And like I said, you can get these things like almost, if you see them, like $400 or something like that. I'm like, oh my god. So I don't know if I should try this or not. So, but I think that would look cool. So we're gonna go ahead and try it. So like I said, there's a little clip area right here. Clip this part in. Maybe. Like so. See, look, it snaps right in there. How come the Pink Ranger can't do that? So. Hold that. So I do wish her hand grip was better for her bow, but I can be happy with that. That looks all right. I can go with that. So I'll just work on her pose in a little bit though. Yeah, I go with that. So I'm gonna keep this. I guess I'll keep that bow right there, just the way it is. So, so yeah, I gotta come up with something better than that though. But that's the Pink, man, and she's the pride and joy of the group. She is the expensive one. She is probably worth the 5-pack almost itself. But it's just cool to actually get a hold of them. So now let's just talk about them for a little bit. So as I was getting ready to start posing them all, I realized, you know what, man? You forgot the red guy. I'm like, why? Don't you know? I'm the Red Psycho. Probably my favorite, and I can't believe I skipped him over. But yes, I've done a video on him before because I actually have 2 of them. This one came in a single pack by itself. I did a unboxing this with this a long time ago. So he's more shinier and cleaner and stuff. This guy, like I said, they're all dusty and stuff like that too. So, but of course I have to yap about this guy. So, but to show off when he comes, compare him to what came with the other one. So, and it's all pretty much the same stuff or whatever. So this one won't take too long, but of course he's got his little electric powers and stuff like that too. So he's got his fist. Like I said, he has one of the most appearances. Him and the pink have the most appearances and stuff like that too. But I like him because he's a sword fighter. Here's his, little lightning energy collection thing. So it does look really freaking good on a sword. So, and this is probably one of my favorite weapons of it or whatever. So, but yeah, this part right here is kind of loose, but it's just like, molded on there or whatever. But this sword looks wicked cool, man. It looks like it has history on it. It looks shiny from use here. It's a little faded and stuff like that too. And it has almost like a charcoal look to it in a way. So it knows he's red. So he is actually a fire, I think it's actually called a flame-based monster kind of thing. So, which is freaking cool. And I love the fact he has swords. I love most of the Power Ranger swords. Nothing really beats the original Red Ranger's sword. That's just a cool looking sword. But some of them over time, you see the changing designs, stuff like that too. So that's just wicked cool, man. So I still can't believe I much forgot about this guy though. So, but he can fight off, like all of them can. They can fight off, multiple Red Rangers at once and stuff like that too. Their powers are just wicked cool. So, but yeah, this is the original pose I had. So this is the one I'm gonna keep out. But I couldn't forget about this guy. So anyways, now let's move on and just talk about psychos. These guys are just freaking cool to have. I mean, I have never had a complete evil Ranger set. I actually never heard of an actual evil Ranger team. I mean, we had like the Green Ranger. We had some other Rangers and stuff like that too. But that were straight up evil and stuff, or brainwash or whatever. But these guys are a completely different entity. So they actually, supposedly by the show, were created by Astronema, right? I think the comic book has a little different story to it, though, but I don't know the comic book that well, so I don't want to talk about it. But the TV show, pretty much, Astronema created these guys to take down the Rangers, right? Well, also, she said, I'm your emperor and stuff like that, too, and was drawing the evil forces, the evil power from Dark Spectre, who is the overall arcing villain of everything in Zordon's time period. So he's the one that was in charge of like Lord Zed, Rita, all the way up to Astronema and stuff like that too. But so Astronema wanted to overthrow this guy. So she came up with these guys, popped up, and slowly started siphoning their powers. Well, these guys wanted to go destroy the Rangers, but they also want to siphon the Power Rangers energy. And that's where my theory is where they had the blue blast, then they also had like the green. So if you notice that too, when it was drawing off evil powers or something like that, if there was more green involved, right? But if there was like after they fight the Rangers or whatever, or they siphon their powers, it was more of a bluish energy. So that's a theory. I haven't really tried to pinpoint it together if it's true or not, but I think I'm onto something there or whatever. So anyways, these guys, yes, they work great together. They are amazing. They're a good team. But the thing is, they don't want to follow an emperor. They want to be their own entity. They want to be their own team. But also at the same time, the team, they don't get along, just like our normal Power Rangers. They have their disagreements. They don't get along half the time. These guys don't either. They have their own agendas. They want to go after their color Rangers or whoever they're going after. That's what they want to focus on and stuff like that too. And so instead, the evil forces are using these guys. They're controlling them, make them do their bidding and stuff like that too. And then, so even the Psycho Rangers will actually try to challenge, the evil people and fight them and stuff like that too. But, but of course, they control them. So I think even the Pink Ranger or the Pink Psycho try to outlash against Astronema or somebody, and they're like, look who's in control, and like kind of hurts the Psycho Rangers. So they're, to me, they're more than just evil. They're more than just Rangers or whatever you want to call them. They are their own entity. They can have their own story run if possible. It's just, they're freaking cool. So they had a lot of appearances in space or whatever. there was a part, I think it was the blue, red, and yellow. I believe they were actually in the countdown to destruction, which is funny because they were actually they were defeated, but they were turned into like little digital cards. So that's how they survived Zordon's blast, his wipe, right? Because they were somewhere else. They were, locked up in a computer digitally and stuff like that too. So, but later on, the Galaxy Rangers, these guys came back, and also the Space Rangers came back to help them out too, though. But it was just freaking cool. But the Red Ranger had the most screen time along with the Pink Ranger. The Pink Ranger actually had her own show. But these guys are just freaking cool guys. So in the wild, right? Like I said, I got this for a pretty good deal. I think about $200, give or take. So I really wanted the complete team. So I couldn't really find a good condition black Psycho. But then I saw the prices of the yellow and the pink, and I'm like, oh my God, those are crazy expensive. So I was like, you know what? I just looked for a deal. I worked with a guy on eBay, and he helped me out, and he worked out a deal for me where I got all of them. The only thing that was wrong with it was the black one was missing one of his hands. So that's fine. That's cool. I can deal with that too. So, but like I said, I have a couple extra Rangers, or extra Psycho Rangers that I can donate parts to if I have to or whatever. So, but I have two now, the red and the blue. So it's freaking cool. So if you guys can find a deal on this, I would get a hold of these guys. Like I said, these guys are getting rare and stuff like that too, or they're going to be overpriced. I think the pink, like I said, she's $100+ now, and the yellow, man, she's anywhere from depends on what she comes with. But the overall review on these guys, they're pretty good. Besides, they're being dusty, but that's from the guy I bought them from, how he displayed them probably. But the yellow is kind of flimsy. The pink's pretty solid. The blue, he's pretty common overall, but he's solid too in a way. The blue or the black, he's all right. He had I think some issues and stuff like that too. And the red one that came with the case, he was kind of wobbly too. So they were probably printed out or made differently, I guess, for packaging reasons and stuff like that too. But guys, these guys, man, like I said, this is a team right here. I wish the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers went up against, or some of the other Rangers went against. So part of my little story is I'm going to try to have different worlds collide, different people. That's why you'll see Lord Zed randomly pop up, or you'll see some Ranger from another video is going to tie into another Ranger in another video. Because what if these guys did fight the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, or the Zeo Rangers, or the Turbo Rangers, anything like that. So I really think, another ultimate thing is too, could Tommy, I know he took on the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers really well as the Green Ranger. How would he do against these guys? So, all right, guys, those are my Psycho Rangers, and I hope you like this video. And until next time, kiddies, may the power protect you.